Hi, I'm Garrett Wessels, and I'm the team leader with the Wessels Realty team, and we're going to talk about a subject that maybe you've never thought about today. That is the topic of downsizing. Now, there's a lot of reasons that people might think it's time to downsize, and for some people it's always revolving around age, but I don't want you to think about it today in terms of age. Maybe there's 10 reasons you ought to downsize that has nothing to do with cost or age. Recently I was talking to another agent, and we were in this multi-million-dollar home. It was beautiful, and I said, "Boy, isn't this great? Wouldn't you love to have this house?" And she said, "No, I've had a big house. I'm so over it." Well, I don't want to appear as a hypocrite, because I'm going to turn around and make another video about 10 reasons why it might be time for you to upsize. But definitely there are times when it might be time for you to downsize, and I'm going to give you 10 reasons why now might be the time. Reason number one, just simply, there's less property taxes. I've talked to my wife about it several times. When you buy a house that's about half the price, you might be able to save enough money to go on that cruise you've been wanting to go on. And so, yes, I know property taxes are great. They pay for the protection, those kind of items that we want. But if you don't need that large a house, maybe you might save enough this year just to go on that cruise that you've been wanting to go to for some time. Number two, there's less weekly upkeep. You can't get around it. There's just more time to do some of the things that you love to do if you're not spending all your time taking care of the house. For some people, it might be getting to have some time to watch football on the weekend. For me, it's having more time to be able to go on a motorcycle ride. So there's no way to get around it if your house is smaller. If you're looking at a 2,000 square foot house rather than a 4,000 square foot house, there's just more time for yourself. Number three, well, it just costs less, and you got more money to invest somewhere else. Now, I'm not going to say that you're going to make millions investing your money in another kind of thing. In fact, I would encourage you to invest in another maybe rental house. But you are able to save money by buying a less expensive house. One item that maybe I wouldn't have thought of, I read somewhere else, somebody said, just to have a smaller footprint. Needless to say, there are reasons that you need to have a big house, but quite honestly, most of us don't need a gigantic house, and we can literally have a smaller footprint on this world, maybe a place for somebody else to live. Now the next two really kind of go together. Finally, you might be able to get organized, and you might be able to decorate a smaller house easier. You can't get around it. There's just less work involved. And so these two go together. Getting organized, getting things where you want them, being able to decorate that house the way that you wanted to decorate it. So once again, less property taxes, let's go on a cruise, less weekly upkeep, let's go on a motorcycle ride, less costs, let's invest the difference and put our money somewhere else. Number four, save the planet, have a smaller footprint, finally get organized, and they're easier to decorate. Now, when you decide to do this, just remember, you're going to say, "Well, Gerald, what's the cost involved?" Well, needless to say, in the United States, generally speaking, the seller pays the commission for real estate transactions, but the buyer doesn't. So you're only going to be paying one side of this when you get ready to buy that house to replace it. So you're going to save some money there. So when you're buying, selling, or investing in real estate, I want you to think of me, Garrett Wessels, with the Wessels Realty team.